trying to make me cry in front of everybody, man?
Yeah, that's the point.
One word of advice. Buy TV, don't spend it on Hooker.
Super Russ. I'm the last character on my Justice League team with these four babes.
Ah. Oh man, I'm amateur at this. What's going on, Russ?
That was the Snyder Cut edit for the entrance.
I made it full screen and I thought I could just add us into the background while it was full screen, but then it added me to the thing. I think I got to add us. Yeah, sorry. I know I always give you crap for sending me the link 1 minute before the stream, but I was trying to eat food before I started the stream and I cut it real close.
So don't worry about it, man.
Russ doesn't even know what we're doing today. I just sent him the link like 30 seconds ago. Let's quickly say hello to Perry. What's going on, Perry? Sean, what is happening?
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Oh, man. It's been a heck of a couple weeks. Well, I'm here.
Yeah. You haven't done any videos for a while, I noticed.
Yeah. I tried to go live yesterday and do some more gameplay. The stream crashed twice on me, and I've just been having issues with internet and YouTube and just stress from life and
I'm telling you, mate, you seem to have so many issues with YouTube. I feel like you should give Twitch a try, mate. If you're going to video game, I just think that's a good place to be for game streaming. But video games is kind of the topic I thought we could do. We've done it before, but I figured The Last of Us show came out. Do you like that title, Russ?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I haven't got a chance to see the show, but I was a huge fan of the game.
Yeah, I came up with that title, and I was very, very proud of myself. What's going on, Biggie?
What's up, Biggie?
Yeah, so I'm the opposite. I watched the show, but I've never played the game.
Yeah, I've seen some clips of the show, just scrolling through TikTok and stuff, and it looked like they were like really like going from the game source material really well.
Yeah,
it looked awesome.
That's what I've heard. So Sarah, she played the game, but she didn't play it she didn't get too deep into it. She was like, she got stuck in one bit and she just gave up on it.
Yeah.
But she was saying that the show is very, very much just taken almost frame for frame for the game. Well, wait, streaming on Twitch seems to be the best for all. Yeah, that's true, right? So like, I haven't Twitched for over a year. Well, it's been ages. But when the last Twitch stream I did, I was playing Spider-Man, and I had a bit of a gimmick. I used to wear the mask. You remember,
yeah.
Russ? I used to always wear a mask and things like that to try to make it, because Twitch, it's very easy to discover randoms, right? You just scroll through, but you're literally banking on whatever your screenshot is at the time to pull the people in. So I always wore masks and stuff just so people would hopefully say, hey, is that a guy playing Spider-Man wearing a Spider-Man mask? Yeah, it is. But yeah, that last stream, man, I was playing there and I knew Sarah was there and I knew two other friends were watching me, but I had up to 20 to 25 people watching at one point. I was like, what? Who are all these people? I just feel like YouTube is tougher. I don't think a lot of people tune into YouTube. Oh, Russ, giving up already. I don't think a lot of
I don't know what's going on.
Oh no, this is going to be interesting. Could be a podcast today.
Somehow the camera keeps losing connectivity.
Interesting. I lost my train of thought. What are we going? Captain Comics, what's going on, mate? DMFM, what is happening? Yeah, a lot of people I think lurk on Twitch to be. I feel like YouTube, a lot of people don't necessarily go to YouTube to watch people play a game, while Twitch is definitely the platform where people go to do that specifically. I know a lot of Twitchers who Twitch their live streams on Twitch, and the good thing about Twitch is it's easy to download your stream afterwards. And then you can just do like a shortened, edited 5-10 minute video of highlights from your gameplay and then put that on YouTube. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
What's going on, K-pop? Twitch is better for earning money fast. And yeah, and it's so like I what was it, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was Twitch streaming for what? I don't know, a month or two. And
You
then
did for a little while.
I hit every box except for the 50 followers. So you have to have an average of 3 viewers, which is easy enough if you can at least interact with some of the people that talk to you. Average of 3 viewers. I think you have to have streamed 8 hours in a month and have 50 followers. And there might be one other thing, but
think,
the 50 followers is the only thing I didn't have.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
So,
More or less, the only reason I was trying the gameplay stuff is just for YouTube hours.
Yeah, well, hey mate, this is what this show's for. Once it goes back on your channel, mate, maybe more people know about it now because we did the cross-platform thing.
Yeah, I'm planning on bringing back the going through the comic book collection streams later this month.
Oh, that's good, mate.
And
I'm
a
just
few other
saying, like
things
you might find Twitch is just a good outlet to meet some new people too, who just feel like, oh, maybe you'll find some Twitch babe who simps for you. Us.
Yeah, that's highly doubtful.
Maybe, you never know. Yeah, so I really
I go
want
on
to go
Twitch
back to
and I go on Twitch and sell my bathwater.
I really want to go back to Twitch and play Gotham Knights one last time because the game kind of sucks. But I figured my first Twitch stream back, I wear the Red Hood mask and play some Gotham Knights. But the problem is I can't find my Red Hood mask, and it's becoming a real stress for me.
Still lost.
I don't understand where it could possibly be. So unless there's someone who stole it and is out there impostering me, YouTube ads don't make much. I think for Perry Comics, it was like $10 to $30 for 10K. Yeah, it's mate. So now that I have an idea of ad revenue and stuff like that, it's very interesting, Russ. Because I love statistics. So I know I'm not making money off YouTube, but I like looking at the stats and seeing. So I've got the whole bunch of videos, and a lot of them, because some of my older videos do okay now on the like people will go back and watch older videos, which is cool. But a lot of them I'll notice will be like on, like I noticed a few that were 0.005 cents, not 5 cents, not even a cent. It was 0.005 cents for this video. I was like, oh, that's awesome. It's easy. Yeah, it is fairly easy to get affiliate onto. If you're a girl, forget about it. You'll be there in the first 2 weeks. What's going on, Trev?
I need to try to get like YouTube sponsors or something, man. That would be good for the channel, I think.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I was watching the Bueller's video. What's up, Bubs? I was watching Bueller's video about the whatnot thing. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I just watched the whole thing because it was just, I don't know, it's very interesting just because I guess it's interesting to know about, because you feel like you're never going to get to that point where people are going to approach you to give you sponsorship. So it's interesting to know what that's like, I guess.
Yeah. It would be cool to get like like a comic book like sponsorship or something like that, but the like big stuff like whatnot, I've never cared about that platform.
He didn't lose subs. I think he lost money.
Yeah,
potential money that he could have had.
I'm growing it back.
Perry,
slowly growing it back.
Perry, I think would do, because I know I was watching Perry the other day, but he's got a very like he's a fun guy to talk to and listen to talk. So I reckon
Perry's a cool dude.
Yeah. So
I was watching him play some God of War on YouTube.
Yeah, me too. Mate, there was one level because I've never played God of War.
I've never played the originals.
He was on some level, and I don't know how long, but he was playing the boss for ages. Like, got to a point where I left the stream and I came back and I was like, he's still on this boss. Like, and the boss had like she had a boobie hanging out like the whole time.
Yeah, those old school God of War games, man, they were like, uncensored.
I'd say boobie because I'm monetized now. So I'm trying yeah, there's a lot of people who do a lot of different stuff too on Twitch. Like I know some people who just do art and things. So you could always try, because I thought if I did Twitch, I'd like to make different content on there, but mostly gaming. I feel like
I've done a couple like streams on Twitch from like a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know, man. It's just the idea of trying to start from the ground up on another platform. I just don't know.
All you need is 50 followers, Russ. That's all you need.
Man, it took me a year and a half to get 60 subs on YouTube.
Stick with the bathwater, yeah, right? Yeah, you can do that. I don't like the idea of that. I don't know why. I just obviously a lot of people do it. Like I know Whack Comics do it. I think Grey Man was doing it for a while. He was twitching, so his streams would just go to both.
Yeah.
I just feel like anytime I make content, I feel like I want everything to be different. Like if I'm going to be on Twitch, I want you to go there not for the same thing, because what's the point of going there if it's the same thing as what I do on YouTube? You know, it should be different. And that was the same as like just my social media platforms. It's changed up now, but I used to always like, you know, people post on Instagram and it automatically posts to their Facebook, for example. I would never do that. I'm just like, if you want to go to my Facebook, that's
I always keep that separate. For one, it's
yeah.
just because I don't like do anything really on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, Facebook is useless. Like if you want to promote yourself using Facebook, forget it. Unless you want to pay dollars constantly, then what's the point? It literally does nothing for you, unless you're already an established bloody celebrity or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's useless. That's why. And Instagram, I only started Instagram purely to promote my YouTube, and then obviously it became something else because I discovered, oh, let's post comics on here and things like
that's
that.
why I
too.
started Instagram a couple years ago too for YouTube.
What's going on, Gray? Cymanics or Cymaniacs? Cymanics and Russaholics. I like that. By the way, guys, just in case you don't know, all the Super Russ's links are down below. If you want some, if you're not subbed to him, sub him up. If you want some Super Russ merch, and it's Simply Super merch is in the description.
All on the Redbubble store,
as well as the Slab City Comics affiliate link. So if you want to buy some comic books, make sure you use that link so Russ gets some coinage out of it. How's that? Doing pretty good at this.
Oh yeah. You're better at like promos than I am, man.
I try, man.
Because I never even mention that stuff in my videos anymore.
Yeah, you don't. Maybe you should. You need to write a note of like reminders of what you got to do in every video. There you go.
I appreciate that, Trev.
Mate, if I gave you a room tour of my comic book room right now, like literally last night, because the light was on in my comic room, which is my comic room, I made that room to be my filming room. You know, I put all the posters on the wall. I've got the green screen on the opposite side, so I've got two walls to film from. And man, it is just like a comic shop exploded in there. That's what it looks like. I walked past yesterday, just turned off the light, and I looked in there. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's really bad. I was like, I need to do something about that room. It is absolutely, I mean, I almost want to take a photo of it now. Just, you know what? Let's do that. Just let's show you how embarrassing my my comic room is. Give me 1 sec, Russ. Let me ask you a question before, maybe just so you got something to talk about, so you don't just freeze for a sec. What game are you playing right now? Quick, go.
I've been playing like Jedi Fallen Order, or trying to.
Oh, that's a good game.
I'm like stuck in an area where I have no idea what to do. So I've just been kind of going back between that and
tell me which area? Because which area? Whoa.
It's it's near the starting level still. There's like these 3 fans on the ground, and I had to like jump across and stop those. And then there's like this like orb thing above my head, and I have no idea what to do, man. I've just been stuck there for like 2 days trying to figure out what to do.
Hey, what the fans? You normally use the force to stop the fans.
Yeah, I
right?
stopped those, and I got across, and I hit the switch, and it turned them off and deactivated them. But there's like 2 more fans like up on the wall, and this orb thing above my head with like electricity on it or something.
So
I have like no, because there's no like waypoints to like tell you where to go or anything. So I'm just like, I've been standing there for 2 days trying to figure out what to do.
The orb things are the things you can use the force to control, right?
No, this is just like some kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it, man. I'll take a screenshot of the room next time I play and send it to you.
I'm just going to quickly do this. Check out. This is the state of my filming room right now, right? I'm about to embarrass myself, seriously. If my little buddy Blake sees this, he's going to blow his mind. Look at the ground. That is all my comic books.
Man,
I need to stop collecting comic books, seriously. I'm moving over to Toys and Nerf.
just open up your shop straight from your apartment, man.
I know. Right? I need to just put one book up on eBay, and I think once I sell it, that will start like we'll get the wheels in motion for me to be like, oh, that wasn't that hard. I need to sell some books. Because man, that is just crazy. Yeah, so I just don't know what to do with them anymore. And that's why like my whole yesterday, I technically only had 2 books to pick up this week from DC. I had 2 books and all the same book. Just 2 covers. But I've still got a box of just like holds that I have with Mark. And I said to Mark, like my plan is I will get to a week where I have 0 books. And then I'm going to say to Mark, all right, this is the day. I'm cleaning out this box. Are you okay if I leave some of it? Because some stuff in there I don't want, but I don't want to. I've held it for so long. I feel like I'm obligated to buy most of it.
More copies of Berserker.
I'm just gonna. I picked up all my Berserkers. You saw my Berserker box?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how many, how full I can get that just with the one title. Yeah. So the plan is to really cut back, and then when I get to that week where I've got 0 books, that's gonna be a sign that this week's comic haul is almost over by then, because I've been saying it for a while that I'm trying to get to a point, because man, like I said, I don't need to read books anymore. I mean, I don't need to read new stuff. I've got the last 3 years worth of stuff that I need to read.
There's a ton of old books I still need to catch up on reading.
You're not getting that dolphin, mate. Oh man, I saw the dolphin book he's talking about. There's an awesome homage cover to that I found recently. It's a Barbie comic book. It's an homage to that dolphin cover. It looks awesome.
Her first appearance.
And that mirror. And they go, oh, see, Grey Man knows my collection. Yeah, the first dolphin. Yeah. Yeah, and that's true too. Like literally, I almost can't take comic books anymore. Like that's why now when I do read, and I'm telling you, I haven't read for probably over 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks. Every time I do read, I grab a bunch of books. I go through my massive pile of just maybe the last 2 months worth of pickups, and I'll grab books out that I want to read. And it's normally first issues, and it's almost always indie titles. I'm just like the DC Marvel stuff is just like, it's getting too comic booky sometimes, like I like things to be somewhat realistic. And when the culprit's Clayman every single time, like, come on guys.
It's probably been a month or a little more since I read anything, man. I've been real lazy about reading.
Yeah, and this is what I'm thinking, right? I'm maybe shifting more towards toys and things like that. I'm never going to give up comics, obviously. I mean, comic books is what brought me to the dance, but I definitely need to change up my collecting. And I feel like I just need to, my goal is to get to that point where I literally have 5 books on my pull list, which are my 5 favorite reads.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that will hopefully mean what? 1, 2, 3 books at most a week, or maybe 5 books if I buy like 4 of the same issue with different covers.
That'll be about what I was doing back when I was getting new books. I was only getting 2 or 3 a week sometimes.
Biggie's picking up more than Biggie mostly collects older stuff though. Oh, chat's going crazy right now. Change. Very, very good. Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it, bub? Well, it's kind of like Perry. I mean, Perry started doing reacting, but he kept his name as Perry Comics.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's like Biggie. I mean, I've said it before. I don't know if you've ever heard me say this, Biggie, but I've mentioned before that when you changed your name to New World Order Comics, I didn't really like the name change. In saying that, I've always also said, don't let anyone tell you what to do with your channel. You do what you want to do with your channel. But I was like, Biggie Shaq is what everyone knew Biggie for. Like, I was like, don't let the comic books be the star of your channel, Biggie. Let Biggie Shaq be the star of your channel. Comics by the Bay, what's going on? Simon, yeah, I miss buying big boy books, but I just can't. All the big boy books that I used to be able to afford, I can no longer afford. Just start a new channel. Yeah, that's
I had a very, very short-lived gaming channel that I don't think anybody knew about. It was called Super Russ Gaming, and it only lasted about 3 weeks.
What's that?
It was called Super Russ Gaming, and it only lasted about 3 weeks.
How many subs did you have? 0 subscribers. Wow, Russ. Well, guess what, boys and girls? Let's get Super Russ Gaming back on the board. There it is.
Does that channel still exist? I thought I deleted it.
And Super Russ Gaming. Although
I could have
you
swore
spelled
I
Super
deleted
Russ
that
wrong.
channel.
You spelled Super Russ. That can't be your channel.
What?
That's not your channel. Sorry.
No.
Forget about that. Don't subscribe. He's
Because I swore I deleted that.
Yeah, no, you must have. Sorry.
That's not my channel.
Don't sub this guy.
No.
Don't sub this guy. Oops, sorry. I was like, you spelled Super Russ wrong.
Man, who's out there using my name, bro?
No, K-pop just became a subscriber to the first subscriber to the fake Super Russ.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Imposter alert.
My bad. Wait, did I spell Super Russ right? That's hilarious. See, Perry started a new channel, but I feel like he figured out the formula to YouTube because, like, I only discovered Perry's gaming channel, maybe a bit over 3 weeks ago. We were hanging out with Old Wolf, I think. And Perry's was talking about his gaming channel. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I'll sub you up. And at the time, he was like on 900 subscribers. And if I had to guess right now, like a week later, he was on 1,000. If I had to guess right now, he's probably got more than me and probably closer to you. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let me just have a quick look. So, you know, some people, I think, figure out the formula to YouTube and how to make it work. There you go. Yeah. 1.31 now. So, like, in that 3 weeks that I've known his channel, he's gone up like 400 subscribers. Like, he's doing something awesome. Correct. Is it the shorts? Is the shorts the key? There's Perry Gaming if you guys want to sub up Perry. What do I do? You already, I know now. Imagine this guy, Super Russ Gaming, just takes over now. He's like the next big thing in gaming because I got him off the ground. Silver's got excited. Yes. The winner stays on the platform.
How do you sue for copyright infringement?
Oh shit! I know. You know what's funny?
I knew I should have trademarked the name.
He's got Super Russ with the R, like just with one R, and you've got obviously Super Russ, like 2 words, but so 2 R's technically. Yeah. You know, sometimes you get those fake Instagram accounts, and they do stuff like that. They'll add an extra letter, or they'll add the underscore. So maybe you are.
I think the name is like once you've used it, nobody else can.
So next week on It's Simply Super, it's staying on this channel. Actually, no, it's going to be on Super Russ Gaming's channel. I'm going to be co-hosting with the real Russ. 2 shorts a day, 3 live streams a week, and 1 edited video a week. And then TikToks help too. Do TikToks really help? Because I post my YouTube shorts now. I'm pretty much TikTok. That's what I do on TikTok. It's mostly just my YouTube shorts. But it's a bit different on TikTok. Like my last one, because I used music, I used it, posted on Instagram and used music. That Instagram will just tag what the music is. TikTok like just took the audio away and said, "No, you can't use this audio." I was like, "All right, fine." But yeah, I've really slacked off on the shorts. But I think they're saying that shorts are going to start to be monetized as of February. And I saw your post, man, about the shorts thing. I was like, sorry out.
Yeah, because it's crazy. They're going off like you can get monetized now, but they're going off of views for shorts, and you had to get 10 million. in a 90-day time frame. 90 days. So they're only counting from like 90 days. So all the previous views I've gotten don't matter. 10 million views in 90 days.
What? How did your feet short go?
I think it got like 6 or 7 views before I deleted it.
Oh man, damn! I should have saved it. 1 million views equals $50, Russ. There you go.
On TikTok or
no on Shorts.
Oh, yeah. I don't even have anywhere close to 1 million views for the entire lifetime of my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
much less.
Me neither. Nowhere near.
It's crazy, man.
And it's crazy to see. You see a lot of you see a lot of channels who are small channels, and they've got those videos that have like 7, 8, 10,000 views.
Yeah,
but like they just don't have the subs. I found a random channel last night.
Yeah,
he's
crazy,
only like
man.
200 subs, but he's got like multiple videos that hit like 5,000 to 7,000 views. I'm like, why aren't people subscribing?
It's like my average views for like normal edited videos are anywhere between 20 to 60 in that range. And every now and again, I might hit a vid that'll go 100 views. But
Yeah, I'm starting
that's
to
very rare.
like my Comic Call video last night was the most watched. Like normally, like on average, you used to take within the first 24 hours, it might get to 100 views, maybe. But in the last couple of weeks, like this morning, I woke up, so it was out for what, 8 hours, and I got like 160 views. I was like, whoa,
that's awesome.
The watch time kind of sucks on it because
yeah.
probably because Sarah wasn't in it so much this week.
So, the most viewed video I've had in the last 3 or 4 months was that homemade Yoo-hoo video. It's sitting at 2.9 thousand, so it's almost 3,000 views. And that's slowly just ticking up.
Yeah, Bubs watched my video for 2 seconds and then bailed and then ruined my watch time. Bob watched the feet video all 6 times. Buddy, Sean sent it to me. I was like, I already watched it, but Sean sent it to me as well. And I was like, mate, you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what because again, I don't quite know how the YouTube money thing works. I didn't really read the it was a lot of stuff.
I know
read.
The super chat thing, I think you have to build up $100 before they do a payout.
I think to take out any money, you need to reach 100 US, which is fine. I wouldn't take any money out anyway. I just let it build until one day I'm like, oh, that's random. I can buy something with that.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it works through like PayPal or how they send it to you. I don't know.
AdSense. It's AdSense is what they use.
Okay.
So you have to set up like an account before you start. You should. Yeah, I know. I told Russ he needs to charge for that stuff. People pay good money. There is someone out there, like you always see guys talking about feet fetish, right? There's got to be girls out there that like feet, right? There's got to be, Russ. I'm telling you, feet like yours. There is money to be made. Yeah, I'm interested to see when I do like a convention video because there's this weird statistic on there which is like how much you would get paid per 1,000 views, and I don't quite understand that. So Perry, if you could let us know about that, like I don't quite. So it's like it will say per 1,000 views for this, you'll get $6. I was like, oh,
yeah. I don't. It's like I've been trying to get monetized, but I don't even think it would help me if I did, man. Because, like I said, my videos 20, 40 views. That's like nothing. A fraction of a penny or something.
I do enjoy looking at the statistics, though. It's kind of like, yeah. So the only time you're really going to make money is from super chats. Shout out to Perry. Yeah. And I guess like membership and things like that. So that's what I don't know. Like I've thought about membership, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
I can barely give my content away for free. Who's going to pay to be a member?
Yeah, well, my thought as far as like type of video, because a lot of people will do the whole you can watch the video early.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
rather put something up there that only you can watch. Because I've got videos that I never released because I didn't like them or I didn't want people to see them, maybe. Putting that stuff up there for members if people really care that much. Goes right back into your bank account. Yeah, I think once you try to withdraw money, I'm guessing you set your bank account details with it. I have to pay US tax on my Mega. I know, right? US people can watch at any point in time, like my comic book. Oh, well, but I mean, sorry, Russ, you do that.
What's that?
The who are they videos? So videos that you can watch at any point in time is what Perry's saying. I've got a lot of those. I've slacked off on videos, man. If you actually pay attention to the crap I've been making for the last 6 months, it's just this week's Comic Haul. And then I don't have as many ideas anymore as I used to. So over a year ago, I was like pumping out a video every second day was what I tried to do. Every second day I have a video, but I'd always have ideas. And there were points in time where I would have 3 videos backlogged, just ready to go. So I could take like a week off and just have videos roll out. But I've definitely run out of ideas.
That's something I was never good at, man. Like backlogging content, because most of the time, like when I was doing the video a day thing, I had no idea what I was going to do that day. I just woke up and like sometimes an hour before it would be midnight and I would almost miss that day. I would think of something, film it, upload it.
Yes.
I never was good at planning ahead.
You got more than 4 Patreon subs, don't you, Grey Man? Because I always thought of doing Patreon over channel membership.
I tried the Patreon thing, and I had it for a year, from like October to October, and only Comics with Murdoch, Chris, is the only one that was a donator to it.
Well, you didn't
And I
have
think
any
the only
content
reason he
from
did
him.
that is because it was his idea to start one. And like nobody else jumped on board. And I was like, because I didn't want to lock content behind a paywall. And at the time I was doing a video a day, plus I was doing shorts and live streams and sometimes bonus videos on top of that. So I probably put out close to 400 videos in the 240 days I was doing the video a day. And I was like, dang, man, I was working my
Russ
butt
is
off.
like, I want to have a Patreon, but I don't want to have content locked behind a paywall.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Because I always thought that was like, I don't know, man. I've never liked the idea of putting stuff behind a paywall.
Use Chat GPT for video ideas, tags, descriptions. Yeah, I don't know what GPT is. I know what it means with the tags and descriptions and things.
I've mostly been growing the channel, from shorts.
Like you know how a lot of people, like for example, this week's Comic Haul, no one's gonna look that shit up. I should be calling, I can't believe I picked up this key. And you just had, those titles are the ones that go.
And then like insert a picture of me holding up a car key.
My Patreon is for my YouTube and my heavy metal podcast too, so more than 4 combined. Okay. Yeah, no, is Patreon still doing well though? I don't know.
I mean, I canceled mine.
You've canceled Patreon. You haven't tried the OnlyFans though, man. I'm telling you, OnlyFeet is the way to go, Russ. You don't know until you try. Look, put it this way, right? It's like,
I don't want to be known for foot content.
Have you seen that movie Requiem for a Dream?
No.
All right.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
So it's got Jennifer Connelly, Jared Leto. It's about all these junkies, right? And they need money desperately, right? So Jennifer Connelly decides a guy pays her to, sleep with him. And, obviously she's very nervous. She shows up. It's fucking, big dude. And afterwards, you see this scene where she gets given the money and she kind of sits there and she's just like looking at the money like, I just made this much money. That's what it'd be like if you started posting your feet, Russ. You get that money and you're like, I could do this. I could do this more. And then next thing you know, you're super feet 9,000.
Well, I just threw my PayPal in the chat. If anybody wants any kind of explicit photos of any kind on their Instagram DMs,
You're not selling it correctly.
just hit the PayPal link, send a donation, and DM me on Instagram with what photos you would like. Now, for the very explicit photos, that's going to have to be at least a $20 donation.
$20, mate. You're cheap. Have you done many top 5 lists? I did my top 5 video games of all time video. I thought that was a good video.
Yeah.
No one watched, but my channel was a lot smaller. That was like when I was skinny, so it was a while ago.
I need to try that, man, because I used to do like top 5, top 10 stuff all the time. So I need to bring that back.
Yeah, if you make them nice and short, man, I think it's got good click. So as far as starting another channel, because remember I used to do MMA videos on my channel.
Yeah.
I got to a point where I was like realizing, well, the views kept dropping, and there were definitely people who actually were saying they enjoyed it, right? And there were people I didn't know. They weren't people from the comic book community, just random people going, "Hey, man, I'm enjoying this." Da da da. But it got to a point where I realized it's too much of a niche top. So I don't want my channel to just be comic books. I want to have the option to do other things. I want to have the option of just doing a vlog about me moving house. I want the choice of a video about my cat and things like that too. Just the main thing is, but I feel like MMA was such a specific niche topic. I couldn't mix it into that world of everything else that I've got. So I always wanted to do a separate MMA channel. Not always. I've been thinking more recently of doing a separate MMA channel and doing like top 5 lists of, top 5 favorite fighters, top 5 greatest fighters, all that sort of stuff. And I'd have the same logo, but I'd have like getting punched in the face.
That's a cool idea, man.
Yeah. So
do you have a name for it, the channel?
It would just be called probably Simple MMA. So I used to call it Simple MMA Talk.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just call it Simple MMA Talk or something like that. It's simple. If you want subs, you just need to have me on more often. Oh, this guy. Bubs definitely has a good people like to watch Bub, I must say. He was on
he did a comic.
He was on the low grades the other day, and Bubs is always like, they were like, it's so funny, man. Recently I've noticed a lot of people don't even know Bub. Like Bub's been like spreading, he's been spreading his seed everywhere. He showed up on Legions, and Legion was like, "Do you have a channel?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What? What do you mean does Bub have a channel?" And then he was on the low grades the other day, and what's his name? Is it Ross? What's the dude's name? He was just like, "Do you have a channel, Bub?" I was like, "What? Why don't people know Bub? He's been around forever."
I know, man. I guess that's how just how big the community is. There's people that's been here for 5 years that you still haven't like run into yet.
The best way to lose subs? Bubs. That's correct. But yeah, I think Bub can be very engaging when he talks sometimes. So when he talks, he's an interesting guy to listen to, sadly to say. But he's still too shy to play guitar in front of everyone.
I saw where he posted a picture of himself with the guitar.
Yeah, he did. But that picture didn't move. There was no sound coming from that picture, and that's what the people want. It's really easy. Dear. Ballas, you're pretty young back then, Bob. You spreading your seed everywhere.
I was only 6 years old in 1986. I didn't know you were that much older than me, Bub.
I don't think he is. What is the biggest comic book channel? What do you reckon?
Oh God, the biggest comic book channel I know would be Bueller.
Well, but I guess Jeremy doesn't do just comics; he's more statue, but he does comic books as well.
Yeah, he started with statues, I think.
You got Comic Tom, but I'm not even subbed to Comic Tom. Like I know Comic Tom because I used to listen to his podcast. I didn't really know him as a YouTuber. until people started talking about him on YouTube. Like people I know that would be
Yeah,
talking
they're
about
really
him.
big channels. I see them in my suggested sometimes, but I don't sub to them.
It's
I stick to the
interesting though.
smaller channels.
I don't get recommended a lot of those channels, which is interesting. Like on my homepage, like normally if I'll watch something random, right? Something new, and all of a sudden it starts recommending me. Like, for example, I've been watching Nerf videos. And then all of a sudden it's recommending me all these other Nerf YouTuber people. So I've kind of quickly learned who the big Nerf YouTuber guys are. But when I watch mostly comic book content with just the community guys, but I don't see YouTube recommending me all these like big every now and then I'll see one. I was like, oh, this is a comic book channel. I've never heard of them. And they've got like, 10, 20,000 subs. Comic Time's on 56K. Jesus. Fine, I enjoy the smaller. Yeah, I mean, smaller channels, I guess you can relate to maybe a little bit more. Very
And
varied
most of
up
the
there.
time, they're like the smaller channels. Just seem, I don't know, man. They just seem more genuine because a lot of them collect because they love collecting.
There used to be, before I found the community, and shout out again to Perry because he's the reason I discovered the community. Before that, I did find, like, I used to watch the big channels like Comic Pop and Variant, but there was like two YouTubers, I guess, who are more on our level. One of them had I think one of them has quite a few subs now, but he would just literally sit there at his desk like this, no fancy background or nothing, and he would just talk about books. Real nerdy looking dude. But I kind of enjoyed his content, but I think last time I can't remember his name, and I didn't sub to channels back then, so I've lost who he is. And then there was this other guy who used to just like talk about comic books while sitting in his car, like, and not like no face. He'd see the steering wheel, you'd see his lap, and then he'd open up a book and be talking about the book. And I remember this dude, he bought Heroes in Crisis, and he ripped the book up because he hated it so much. Sounds like something you do, Russ. But at the time, I didn't really leave comments back then. You know what I mean? I didn't start really leaving comments until I got into the community and realized, oh, it helps. So this was the first time I felt like I had to leave a comment. I was like, why would you rip up a comic book? I didn't get it, right? I was like, why would you rip up a comic book? Why would you just like give it to someone? And then fast forward 2 years and I meet Whack Comics and I'm ripping up comics all the time with them.
Yeah, it's like when I first started and came into like the comic book community side, I was still around maybe 100, 150 subs, I think. And so to me, like big channels back then.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I missed this. When you first found the community, you were on 100.
Yeah. When I first got into the comic book community side, I was still around 100, 150 subs. So to me back then, huge channels was like 500 subs. So when I first started finding guys like Metarog, I thought, oh my God, this dude's like a huge channel and he actually commented on my video. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was, I don't know how many I was on. I was probably in the 70s or maybe 80 when I first found the community. And then, and then Sharon obviously told everyone, you got to sub this guy up. He's funny. Am I funny though? I don't know if I'm funny. Bub's going to, it's funny. So in the future, Bub, when I have sponsors and things, I'll have Bub on my show, but he won't be subbed to me.
If I ever do get a sponsor.
Yeah, that's right. The biggest channel has got to be not Comics Explained. It'll be Comic Storian. That's who I used to watch. I used to watch Comics Explained and Comic Storian. They were like the first channels I started watching, and they're huge. Do you know who they are?
No,
you would have seen Comic Storian, surely.
I might have like seen it, but I don't remember the channel.
They were the first group of people that I found via, because they used to do a podcast all together. Was Comics Explained, Comic Storian, and the Comic Pop guys. And I think it was called the Weekly Pull. They had a podcast, and that's how I discovered all them. And then they all went their own ways, and I sort of followed them, sort of. But that was like, I didn't even know if I was YouTubing back then. I saw the comic card Ripper guy. What? I get that. Comic tropes. Oh, I've heard of comic tropes. Meteorog was living in a van. 2.8 million comic historian. It's not comic
Good
historian,
Lord.
it's comic historian. What's going on, Nick? I got
Couldn't
some
imagine that amount of views or subs, man. That's insane.
I know, right? Next week, Nick, I might have some new kicks to show off in my comic haul. I've never seen comic. Yeah, he pretty much. So the cool thing about comic historian is if you don't want to read something, you can look it up on his channel and he'll tell you everything about it. So that's what him and Comics Explained pretty much did the similar thing where they would basically just you look up like what is Watchmen about and they'll have a video that tells you all about Watchmen and things like that. What's going on, mate? I guess I listened to Rock and Robbie because I'd listened to his reviews at work. Yeah, I don't know if I knew Robbie until I can't remember. That came a little bit later on. Yeah. This is just gone out of control. This chat, I don't even know. I was supposed to be about video games today, but I just said some. Oh, sick. Did Tyler do the art for you? Because that doesn't sound good. So what else is news, Russ? What else in the YouTube world? Have you got anything planned? Are you making a comeback to making videos every day for February?
No, I don't know if the video a day will ever come back. But I do have like live stream plans going through the comic collection. And I'm gonna start a series or try to start a series if my internet holds up. I don't know. Where I watch the Harry Potter movies for the first time ever and just live stream like my reaction like the whole time I'm watching it.
Are you gonna have no audio?
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna be me talking, but I'm not gonna, I obviously can't show the movie or anything.
Harry Potter guy. Yeah, I was talking to Russ recently about being Harry Potter guy because I keep joking to people, that Harry Potter guy will be one of the next phases in the SimpleSimon evolution. And people are work because that new game's coming out, Hogwarts something,
Legacy or something.
Yeah, it could be cool, right? It's open world Harry Potter. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll play that and I'll become Harry Potter guy. And people at work were like, do you know the 4 houses in Harry Potter? And I was like, what? Like, what? You don't know the 4 houses? Like, they couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh, yeah. I know. He said, what are they? I got there in the end. So at first, I was like, Slytherin? Look at that, Slytherin. That was the first one I got. And then after that, they're like, okay, that's good. What else? And I was like, and they're like, what house is Harry Potter in? And I was like, I had no idea. And then I randomly said like, Hugglepuff or something. And so I got that. And then I ended up getting Griffin. I was like kind of use like my photographic memory of just like Harry Potter things that I've seen in my life. And I eventually got Gryffindor. And then I would not have got the last one. The last one was the hardest. Look at the logo because the game has the logo. I was like, I don't know. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, it's a bird. They're like, what's that? I was like, that's a claw. And they're like, I'm like, bird claw. And they're like, no. And like, what kind of bird is that? I was like, eagle claw. And then eventually I was like, oh, Ravenclaw. And they're like, yeah. But yeah, that was about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Harry Potter universe, but I know Matt, the boy who had 7, has been wanting me to watch the movies, and he keeps like suggesting that it would make a good like reaction thing. So I'm gonna try it.
You'll need to if you're gonna live stream the entire movie though. You want to somehow be able to download that and then make an edited version. And then try to maybe add a little bit of footage, but not quite enough for you to get copyright strike. Oh man, hit up Perry, man.
I don't know. I'll see how the stream goes, and if it's like a successful thing and people like it, I might try to like download it later and do like
but
a
you remember
montage.
Yeah, you got to do that because people aren't going to sit there for 2 hours
Well,
watching
that's the
you.
point, though. Like trying to get, even if it's like one person watching the whole time, it's just to get watch time. I
Yeah.
have no idea if I'll actually like the movies or get into them. I don't
I
know.
watched them all a while ago, and it wasn't really my thing. However, I did think to myself at the time, if I was younger, if I grew up with Harry Potter in high school, I probably would have loved it because it's about kids going to school and learning to be wizards. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
If I was going to school, I could relate. But I was like in my buddy, like I was probably like almost 30 at the time. So I was like, yeah, I can see why people like this. But yeah, and look, I'll probably watch them again one day because I don't remember anything about them anymore because it was that long ago. And back then I was, in the clouds all the time. So
Yeah.
I never got into Harry Potter. Or maybe we can all become Harry Potter guys together. But just all our channels are all of a sudden changed. Screw the comic book community, Harry Potter community. What house are you, Russ?
What would I name my channel? Harry Russ?
No. Russ Potter. Go back to the Russ Man title. It's Russ Potter.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Harry Russ 9000.
Harry Russ. You come up with the worst names, man. Again, if you guys don't know, before Super Russ came up with Super Russ, he called obviously a take on Superman. He called himself Russ Man. He chose Russ Man
Man.
over Super
This was
Russ.
like 10
Russ
years
Man.
ago when I was doing Smallville slideshows.
I'm not a Super Russ. I'm a Russ who is a man.
It worked at the time.
Terrible stuff. Yeah, don't ever say that. Come play with my hey, look, maybe the video game would be a good way to get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could.
I think
could be.
yeah. So I mean, I'd consider playing it. Like I said, I could play the game and be Harry Potter guy for like a month before the next Star Wars game comes out, and I go back to being Star Wars guy. Hey, what's going on, mate? We could be known as Keep On Pottering. Yes. What's going on, Matt? The sex bots would love Harry Russ 9000. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, well, this has been a fun one, Russ. We're nearly getting to the hour. We got a little bit more time. I do have to do things today. I've got to empty the cat litter and do a few things, but it's been a fun one. How can we close out the show, Russ? What else is
I don't know. Do you want to actually talk about video games to close it out? Or?
Well, I wasn't necessarily, but I just thought because Last of Us came out,
Yeah.
I thought it'd be just a good thing to start it off, and then we can just go into whatever we went into. So we successfully did that. We didn't really talk about Last of Us.
Yeah.
People probably tuned in thinking this was the last time they were going to see Russ, The Last of Russ. The show was, you know what? I really enjoyed it, and I haven't seen Walking Dead either. So
Really?
I'd imagine Walking Dead would be similar to this, but I loved the start of the show when they explained how the zombie takeover kind of started. That was cool. And I'm guessing it does this in the game too. So it shows how the zombie apocalypse, I guess, starts. And then it just goes 20 years later. And I'm like, what? 20 years later?
Yeah. It did a huge time jump in the game. Yeah.
That's a bit silly. For me,
I need to check out the show, man, because seeing the clips and seeing how accurate it was to the show really got me hyped to watch it. But I don't, never going to get the streaming service. So unless they put it out on like a DVD or something, I probably never did see it.
The first episode was an hour and 20 minutes. It was a long one. But yeah, I bought the Last of Us Game of the Year edition like ages ago on PS4, and I never played it.
Really?
You know what it is? I don't like those games where you have limited ammo. Like when you're like playing those games survival, and you got to pick up ammo, and you get like five bullets, and that's all. And you got 5 bullets, you got 10 zombies in front of you.
Yeah.
What do you do? I can't play.
It depends on like the difficulty setting. Like you obviously get more ammo and more supplies if you go a lower difficulty. But they have I think if you beat the game, it unlocks if I remember, I think it was called grounded difficulty, where it was like real life situation, like you could die in like one hit. I don't know why people want to play on like difficulties that high and suffer. I'm an easy mode guy. I
I
play
hate
games to feel like a complete badass, unstoppable, escape from reality. I don't want to play a realistic game.
I want it to be
Reality
somewhat.
sucks.
I always just play normal. I just always play this normal mode. Easy just feels a little bit too easy. You want it to be somewhat challenging, but I
No,
understand if you
I
just want
don't
to play
want
through the
any
game.
challenge. Real
Yeah,
life is challenging enough. I don't want
I,
any challenge
I
in my
want a little bit
games.
of challenge
I
because
want to
I
feel
like
like an
to.
immortal, unstoppable badass
Yeah,
when I
no, but
play
when there's
games.
but when there's a little bit of a challenge and then you get past it, you feel like so in Fallen Order, right? There's a level, and I don't know how far I'm into it, but I'm pretty deep because I haven't played this much of a video game for a long time. Like I haven't, like I really enjoy Fallen Order. It's sick. I got up to this level where you walk into this like stadium and there's like music playing and stuff like that, and then there's this giant hologram dude, and then all of a sudden all these things just start spawning, and you gotta kill them all, right? You're like in this battle arena almost thing. And I smashed through it in one, like without dying once. And I was so proud of myself for not dying because I hate dying in games. And now, like, I'm up to this level now where I don't even want to think about playing it anymore because I'm up to this level where you're in this weird foresty, jungly sort of place and everything can kill you. There's Venus flytrap things. When you can't stand still for a second because there's these weird flowers that start coming towards you trying to kill you. Like, it gives me anxiety because I hate dying in games, which is why I can't play these zombie games when bloody these creatures are after you. I can't. Yeah, that's why I've been wanting to do the VR games again. So I did a few VR videos back in the day, and the last one was good. No one watched it, but I finally figured out how to make a VR video, right? With the green screen and I had to do it all my way. I didn't have no game capture card or any of that sort of stuff. I started off my first video by having one camera on me and my phone filming the TV. That's how bad the first one was. But the Iron Man one looked really good. So I want to do more of these. And I wanted to play Resident Evil in VR for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I think that would be hilarious because I can't play that game just with the control. If I'm living that game, mate,
I would love to see that, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so it's a pain in the ass to have to set up the green screen in my living area now is a lot harder to sort of do that. But yeah, I definitely want to. So I was thinking if I start doing playthroughs, like for example, when the new Star Wars game comes out, if I was to stream it, playing it on easy mode would be ideal because the way I've been playing Fallen Order, I think there's been 4 times now in the game where I had to YouTube what to do. Like I got stuck. I was like, okay, what do I do now? And that wouldn't be very riveting if I'm doing that on a stream, you know?
Yeah.
Easy mode in games is real life. It's hard enough. Yeah. Right?
The hardest game I ever played and beat was the original Dark Souls.
Well, that's meant to be a hard game.
A stressful game to get through, and it took me forever. I don't even know how many times I died in the course of that game, but I finally beat that.
Is that game like if you died, you go back to the start or something like that?
No, you got these bonfires along the way that are like quick save checkpoints. But every time you rest at one, all the enemies respawn.
Oh,
there's no difficulty settings in it. It just hard mode the whole game. Yeah, it's like the weakest enemy can wreck you, man. It's crazy. The boss fights are insane. And it doesn't tell you like where to go. You just have to figure stuff out. And if you go the wrong way and you're not a high enough level, you're going to get wrecked by everything.
Wait, in Fallen Order, have you gotten to the part where you learn how to wall jump?
Yeah. The wall run thing. Yeah.
That was my first point where I got stuck.
Really? I've gotten stuck several times on that. And I'm trying to escape that area right now. That's where I'm stuck at. And I have no idea which way to go.
Okay, so that's the thing. So when you first learn how to wall run in that game, you're at that wall where you go up and you can't get to the top. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get to the top and then stop and then jump backwards and then wall run back the other way and then you can climb up and jump onto this rope, right? I figured out that's what you have to do. But then I realized that's not even what I have to do to progress in the game. I don't have the powers yet to progress to where because I was watching YouTube videos on that part and everyone could do all this crazy stuff. I was like, I can't do that yet. And then I realized, so when it teaches you to wall run, it gives you this obstacle, but that's not what you even need to do there. You need to, I watched the video. I found the right video eventually, and you have to exit. There was just a place that hadn't explored yet. And I was stuck there doing this bit for like, I reckon, I don't know, over an hour before I realized, oh, this is not what I'm even supposed to be doing. It was confusing. Games get frustrating, mate.
Oh yeah.
Especially when your streams don't even load, right?
Yeah. I'm not good at puzzle solving in games. I mean, I've rage quit Lego games because I couldn't figure out the puzzle.
Oh man. All right, mate. Well, we've gone to the hour. Maybe we'll wrap it up. That's it. This is the next week. We'll be back on your channel.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, man. I kind of like doing it on your channel, man, because I don't have to come up with thumbnails or anything. Just leave all the work to you.
Well, if you want, we can. I don't need the hours anymore. So it's weird, like looking at, like, you know, because obviously I used to enjoy looking at the statistics and stuff, and you would look at, you know, how many people watch your live stream and what the average view time was, and then you're like, oh, that times this, I got at least this many hours for that stream. I see that now, and it's doing better than ever, but it doesn't matter anymore. So
yeah,
we may as well do it on your channel. The whole reason we started this was to help you with your hours, mate. So
yeah,
it's up to you, mate. We'll see. We'll either be on this channel or Russell's channel.
We can,
so
like I said before, man, we can like alternate if you want. Do a week on mine, a week on yours, and go back and forth.
Whatever you want to do, mate. It's
either way. I'll keep putting them all in a playlist on my channel.
Nice, nice. Well, all right, mate. You got anything planned for the channel besides rage and rants and things like that?
I don't know, man. Just I'm going to try to pump out as many live streams as I can in the very near future to try to get those hours up. Every time I get close to the 2,000 hour mark, out of nowhere, I lose another 50, 75 hours just gone. So
yeah,
I can't even like consistently stay at the 2,000 hour mark. So
I mean, well, you got to remember a year ago,
this year.
You got to remember a year ago, you were making a video every day.
Yeah.
But so
but
when
those
you're
were
not
just
making
like
them,
you know, short videos, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, but they add up, mate. When you're comparing it to nothing, you're not doing anything right now. So it's like people were saying to me, "Oh, I'll play your playlist to get your hours up." So, you know, Sarah, she'd go home, she'd put a playlist on, and then you wait for the hours to refresh, and then it drops.
Yeah,
I'd do a live stream.
It's crazy,
and
man.
It would drop. It was just, it didn't make sense, the hours sometimes, but yeah. Anyway, what have I got? I've got a Nerf video coming out tomorrow night. I bought some Nerf guns. They were a little bit nostalgic for me, and you know, I do the usual, you know, what's it called, target practice and things like that. So it's a fun one. Other than that, I don't know. I'll have other stuff coming. I'm going to try to do a collectible show and tell maybe next week, if I can get off my ass and actually organize it. So yeah, that's it. We did it, Russ. Another episode in the bank, and yeah, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're not subscribed to Russ, make sure you are. His link is below.
Go buy some Simply Super merch.
Yeah, you know what? Eventually, I think what I might do is maybe I'll buy some Simply Super merch and do a giveaway. I'll send out like a Simply Super mug or something to someone. Because I was on Redbubble last night. I'm gonna buy a Super Rush shirt. So
get that Simply Super shower curtain, man.
Oh dear. All right. It'd be cool if you get Simply Super thongs. Like, and you have one of our faces on each thong. All right. Let's bail. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good day, night, wherever you are. And until next time, keep it simple and
peace.
99,000.
Oh, yeah.
See you guys.